So let me give a little bit of context before I get this video started. I used to live in El Paso, Texas. El Paso is not an extremely big town. You know, it's not a major city per se, even though the people there drive like it is. That's besides the point. It's the biggest city I've ever lived in. Let's just keep it at that. It's the biggest city that I've ever lived in. And when I lived there, I lived in two separate places. I lived in apartments. One was an apartment on the mountain. The other was an apartment downtown, spitting distance from Juarez. Now, why am I saying this? Well, when I lived in apartments, I was a major supporter of like bugging out during an SHTF situation. That's because when I lived there, bugging in wasn't really considered the greatest idea, mainly because of all of the people in the area, and you know, just you don't want to be surrounded by that many people during an SHTF event. Especially like a lights out situation. You know, people can become desperate, and when people are desperate, they become dangerous. But now I moved to New Mexico, and I live on a decent plot of land with a decent house. You know, things have changed a little bit in my readiness. So before, I was set up to bug out because obviously I lived in an apartment, but now I am more set up for bugging in. But let me tell you how there's a lot of people that, you know, like, let's say they live on a homestead and they have the mentality of, oh, well, I'm not going to bug out because I'm already at my bug out location, or I'm on my homestead, or I don't want to give up what I have here, what I've made for myself. Yeah, I understand that. You know, that's more so what I'm geared towards right now, just because of where I live now. But just because you live on your homestead, you've got, you know, you've got your farm or whatever. Just because you live there doesn't necessarily mean that you should completely give up a bug out plan. Let me explain. So, yeah, you might live on the best plot of land within 100 miles, and that's fine. Good for you. That's great. Everyone should strive for that achievement, to live on the best plot of land that you can. Just because it's the best plot of land doesn't mean that it's not subject to natural disasters. Someone's best plot of land could be in Louisiana, for example, southern Louisiana. That could be their, you know, their bug in, I'm not leaving, you know, kind of place. Well, there's certain events that you cannot stop, such as a hurricane. So if you have, you know, if you're, I'm not leaving this land because it's the best plot of land and it's in southern Louisiana, and you've got a Category 5 coming your way, buddy, you better freaking pack up and leave. That's when you need a bug out plan. There's certain situations that you cannot control that could force you to leave. In my situation, I live in New Mexico. New Mexico is experiencing a lot of fires right now. So please, first of all, pray for New Mexico, because we need rain. We need rain real bad. We're in a very, very bad drought. Everything is super dry. Last time my house got any kind of precipitation was actually snow, and that was a while ago. Guys, it's getting in the, you know, in the 90s now. So, like I said, last precipitation we've had was snow. So that was the beginning of the year. We haven't had any rain since then. So, fire is going to force me to leave my house. If my house, if fire is around my house, that's going to be an event where I cannot control. I've got fire extinguishers, yes. Little bitty fire extinguisher, or a normal size fire extinguisher, or hell, even a commercial grade fire extinguisher isn't going to stop my house from burning down in a wildfire. Okay? So there's certain situations where you can't control what's going on around you, and you might have to bug out. You might have to back up and leave. And if you are of the mentality of there's nothing that's going to make me leave my house, and there's a fire coming your way, and you haven't actually prepared for a bug out because you're dead set in your ways of I'm not leaving my homestead, I'm not leaving my farm, then I hope you're right with God, because that's where that mindset's going to get you. That's where that mentality is going to get you. Convincing yourself and your family that you're not leaving, that you're staying there. Having that mentality is going to get you killed if you've got like I said, a fire or a flood or a hurricane or something like that, or even a tornado, something of nature that's going to wreck your world. That's something that you've got zero control over. Unless you've got like a solid concrete house that, that could probably withstand a tornado and withstand a fire, then you're of the minority. But guys, having that whole I'm not leaving my house no matter what mentality could get you and possibly your family killed. Please think of having a bug out situation for the rare possible situation of something that's going to kick you out of your house without you pretty much planning for it.